Two things just went wrong when I went live on stream there. Okay, sweet. The tweet is definitely messed up. Oh well. Welcome. Maybe. I'm always confused. I gotta go to the YouTube tab. Yeah, we've got people in here. Hello from Turkey. Hello from Oregon. The good old US of A. Let's see. I guess while everybody is falling in here, I will say, or I'll show off what we got in stock still. And while my streaming software decides to wake up, people can see me, right? Okay. On time for a change. It's still 10 minutes after noon. There we go. Okay. Alright. I'm going to go over what we still have in stock as well as what we're doing today. Oh, probably should turn on the camera, huh? Boom. There we go. Nervous for a second there. We'll leave it spaced out there for a second. Okay. We've got these two that we're doing today. A classic clear blue and the Rayquaza shell from RGRS. And then these are special because if you remember back to the Suicune SP we did not too long ago, I did. I'm doing it again. We, not I. Or I, not we. These are colored, or these lenses have color to them. They're not just black or white. We've got a yellow lens for the Rayquaza and a blue lens for the blue shell. So we'll show that off more when we get to that point, but let's go over what we still have in stock. Which we have one other SP that's still in stock, the NES themed Game Boy Advance SP, which is just like the special edition of back in the day. My mom likes to call it the Star Wars one because it looks very Empire-y with the slots there. We've got the DMG style Game Boy Color. We've got these three pockets still, the really cute Pokemon version, and then a pink and an orange. We've got a red and white, a wood, not real wood, and a Venusaur style. Why are we out of focus all of a sudden? Focus on my hand. Focus on the Game Boys. Focus on my hands. Focus on my hands. Awesome. There we go. We've got a Venusaur, not real wood, and red and white DMG. And lastly, since Charmander sold over the weekend, we have the Kirby Boy that is in box, and I'm too lazy to open it because I want to get started on these SPs. So if you want any or all of these, you can check out the website retroremastered.com. Also, the GameCube sold over the weekend. So, if you want a modded GameCube, I think maybe Wednesday we'll do another GameCube. Might do it next week because I'm also low on GameCube and Game Boy Advance, but there's still one of each of those, so I don't know. But if you haven't answered the poll, I'm going to go over that now. And if you haven't said something in the chat and you want me to read your name off, say hello or something. And 68% of you are wrong. We are not doing a tutorial this week. We are doing a review, unless something changes, because I should be reviewing the GameCube Joy-Cons that I showed off in a members only stream very recently. So yeah, that is that. But next week will be a review. I'm going to try and do a review and then the tutorial. Review tutorial. flip-flop until I run out of ideas, I guess. But let's say our hellos and then get started. We've got, is it Dennis? No, I'm not talking about my father. I'm talking about the first chat, which I don't even think he's in here anymore because I saw that earlier in the morning. So, Dennis, I hope that's right. We got Wales Bad. We got Reed. We got Blink. We got Black Saw, aka Johnny Hex. I'm guessing that's a reference to something. We've got Oigi 2188. We got Courtney. We got Angel. We got DJ Ames. We got Erwin, Lars, King Noodle. And that's it. Hello. How you guys doing? Okay. Let's get started. I know a lot of my fan base overlaps with the Marvel fan base. Did anybody see the Kraven the Hunter trailer that like literally just dropped like an hour ago, probably less than an hour ago? Because that was pretty cool, not gonna lie. I think it's a little weird that Kraven doesn't have an accent. Yeah, like he has a kind of a funky accent, but I don't know. I also saw someone talk about how it's gonna be weird having a Spider-Man villain who's famous for wanting to hunt Spider-Man, not having Spider-Man in his film. Which I don't know much about the comics or Kraven for that matter, and from that and what little I know, it does sound weird, but I'm still hopeful for the movie because trailer looks decent. I feel your pain, Blink. I feel your pain. I won't spoil it. I feel like it's not a spoiler to say that Spider-Man probably won't show up in the Kraven movie. Just don't give me spoilers for The Flash or Spider-Verse and we're good. Because I still haven't seen Spider-Verse. And now I'm like, do I want to see The Flash or do I want to see Spider-Verse? I still think I want to see Spider-Verse more. I probably should see that first since that'll probably leave theaters before The Flash does. Also, we do have a little bit of extra work ahead of us here on one of these. But I think we're going to tackle that first. Which, I'm going to get these out of the way now that I think about it. Is it this one? Yes, okay. Before I even finish tearing that silver one apart, this one is having issues with R, so I'm going to clean the R button real quick, and then we're going to retest it. If you don't know how to do that, take this little rubber piece out with some tweezers. Zoom in here. Now there's no way to actually press the button in, and then we can do a little squirt carefully into the R button. Wiggle that toothbrush around, try and knock out any possible dirt. The Flash came out this weekend. And then we gotta go. Oh yeah, volume warning. It's a little squeaky. Whenever I eventually go over the common issues of the SP, this one is going to be tough to show because I have a very specific way I blast the dirt and liquid out of there. And I don't know if I can get that in focus and close enough on camera. I also got to find a good way to explain it. Okay. Let's see. I know that the button presses if you press really hard, so that's why I'm thinking cleaning it instead of replacing it, because usually it's just a matter of dirt with that. But if it still doesn't work here, then we'll get to replace that, which hopefully that'll go smoothly. Just check out the trailer, it looks good. It does look pretty good. And it's going to be rated R. And it's going to be hard to show for you guys. It's like... It's better, but it's not. The more I press it, the better it gets. It's hard for me to show this on camera since the screen is so bad and this is a black background. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that. I don't know if there's a right angle for this. But, yeah. I'm going to try... I'll just replace it. Let's just do one of those again. That is not the Phillips. Hey Jake, recently got in an SP with a mangled charge port. Swapped it for a USB-C mod, still isn't charged. Checked all the fuses and they're all good. Any advice? That's tough. Have you changed the battery? Because that is like the first thing I would do is get a new battery. Otherwise, it's really tough. Sometimes what I'll do is the charge port isn't getting like a good enough connection to ground, so I solder a wire from the farthest pin here, which is pin 6, to this square right here, which is a ground to another ground. Gets a better ground connection, charges really well. But usually that's only if it's like an iffy charge light going in and out. If it shows some signs of life kind of thing. Also sometimes this connection can get lifted a little bit. So I recommend soldering, reflowing these 2 points. And that can help, but this is a little more rare. But the charge ports on the SP is a tough one, because if the basic stuff doesn't work, usually I'm pretty lost as to how to fix it. Either I don't have enough knowledge, or it's just a bad system in the SP. Yeah, it'll be a tough one. But that, off the top of my head, that's all the advice I really got for you. Okay, let's see. R over here. So, but if you have a bad R button or L button, I can show you how to fix that right now. Okay, so what I do for swapping L and R buttons, this goes for the regular GBA and the SP, is I like to snip these pins flush. Just makes it a lot easier to desolder. A lot easier. Because that way, well, these two edge pins, the farthest pins, have a curve to them. They're little hooks. And it's a lot harder to desolder something that wants to hook onto the board when you're pulling it out. And also there's 4 points that you have to desolder. And it's hard to go from pin to pin to pin when you're trying to desolder it. So, I like to do that. I like to get some fresh solder and some flux. Load up the flux. And add some fresh solder. Don't care if it bridges here. Honestly, it'd probably help if it bridged. That's leaking through. Nice. Where's my tweezers at? And then another thing that's hard to capture, but there's 2 little tiny openings on each side of this button. So I can then hold it like this, giving it some pressure between the button and the board. And then I just go back and forth, heating up all 4 pins really quickly as that button comes out. And then there's more room down here for me to grab on with the tweezers, which just usually includes more of the same, but there we go. I didn't even have to heat up the other side. It looked like it was completely out on the inner side. Yeah, that's how I remove them. And then I get out the solder wick. I used to not like solder wick, and then I used to love the solder sucker. And then I realized how fast solder suckers get clogged up. And they're not, even when you clean them up, they still don't do very well after the cleaning. So it's like, okay, get a new one, bud. It's like, I don't want to get a new one all the time. They're a little more expensive than something like solder wick. And I went back to solder wick and I'm like, wow, why did I not like this? Because we just removed, almost, there we go. That's how fast it took me to remove all that solder. Easy peasy. And then can get out our buttons here. I need to order more of these. But there's our button. We can stick these through. And then we just put some solder to all 4 of the points. And this time we do care about bridging. We don't want any points to bridge. So probably gonna have to go over this with flux. I'm gonna clean my iron. Nothing's bridged, but this one pin is not as clean as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to reflow that. Okay. Cool. Now everything looks good over there. Missed the giant hole. And we're done with soldering for the moment. It's all fixed. Whoa, earthquake. Hey Jake, recently found your channel and I think it's very cool. Thank you. The only thing I can think to do is check all of your pin connections. It's simple, but sometimes one loses. That is very true. And that's why I like having other people in chat, because even though it's something simple like that, I didn't even think about it. Let's see. And then this is a lot of flux, so I'm going to clean it up. I'm also going to clean up the flux that got on my fingers. There we go. Nice and clean. Get all the dust over there too. Alright. Now we should be good to go. Let's put this back together for just a moment. Test it out. Make sure we're all good. Probably should put the game in it, huh? I use my iron at 300 degrees Celsius, and for tougher jobs, like if it's like old solder, then I typically will use a. There we go. That is beautiful. I really wish. Maybe there you can see it. A little X popping up against the edge of the screen. Maybe you can see that. But yeah, I usually do about 300 and then 350 for the tougher stuff. But I don't like just go straight to 350. I'll go up by like 10 or 15. Usually every 10. Because 350 is pretty hot. You have to be a lot more careful, and I don't like to be super careful. So, do you know where I can get OEM buttons for GBC? Do you want actual OEM buttons, or do you want OEM-like buttons? Because if you want legit OEM buttons, you have to scour eBay pretty much. No one really sells the original stuff. No retailer will. But if you just want something that's in the style of it, like if you just want that classic gray color, then there's a ton of options for that. Hey Jake, any advice on finding a place to get my 3DS XL charging port fixed? I'm sure that like any local places that do electronics repair will do it. That stuff is a pretty easy soldering job, so if you want to learn how to do it, it's more complex to take it apart than to do the soldering, in my opinion. But I believe, don't quote me on that. I believe it's only 4 pins, technically 2, but the 2 holding in pins. The 2 structural pins. Anyways. Hey, Mikey. Doesn't matter, really. Well, it doesn't matter. Then you wouldn't specify OEM buttons. Because all the GBC buttons are going to fit in any shell. If you want legit original buttons, scour eBay and hope you don't buy an aftermarket one. If you don't care, go to Retro Modding, Retro Game Repair Shop, Zed Labs, wherever is closest or best to you, and go to the button section. Yeah, don't forget to drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. We got 29 people in here and we got 19 likes. Just saying. You don't have to like it if you don't want to. I'm pretty stingy with my likes, if I'm being honest. Okay. Probably should finish tearing this down. I think we just have the 4 corners. Okay. Okay, so here's what I was talking about earlier with this charger. Brand new charge port, I should say. You can tell because it's really shiny compared to the dull shine of the link port. But down here, let's see if I can get a good zoom on that. I've got not the cleanest looking bodge, but I've got the got pin 6, the negative, the ground pin connected to this square over here. And actually, I think I'm going to clean that up a little bit here. Wow, Jake, I've been on the Mod Squad for over a year. I'd recommend for everyone to join for extra videos and all the cool perks. Starts at $5 a month, yeah. If you do become a member, you'll get to see things early when I finish it early, but I recorded a lot of videos last week. The next month worth of videos was recorded last week. But if you want to see stuff like that early, I try to post videos early for the members, and if not, I try and do some sort of stream or something for the members at least once a week. I don't always get to it once a week. But yeah, like this last week I don't think I did anything for the members, but the week before I did a stream where I tested out some Joy-Cons that you'll see in this Friday's video. So, yeah, if you want to be a part of early stuff like that, hit that join button down below. And right now, I'm going to add some flux there. And I'm going to pretty much just add more flux to this square so it's got a lot to grab onto. Wait for my soldering iron to get to 300. There we go. Probably way too much solder for that. Okay. Just gotta make sure I'm not bridging anything. Okay, we're good. And everybody congratulate Mikey for graduating college this weekend. Mikey is my future tax guy when I am rich and famous, right? Mikey's gonna do all my taxes. I say that because I don't think he's actually listening to the stream. I think he just popped in to shill for me and then dipped. I recently bought a GBA SP and the screen was shattered and it looked like it had a bad graphics chip. Is that possible? What do you mean by a bad graphics chip? Because if it was just like all wonky looking, it could be because of the cracked screen, or it could just be a bad connection with the ribbon cable. It could be a torn ribbon cable. A lot of things could be wrong with that. Most of those things could probably be solved by just swapping the screen in it. But there's no graphics chip. There's just the CPU. I think once it's to like, I don't know everything at a super technical level, but I would say that this is probably technically an APU where it's got the graphics in the CPU all in one. But I don't know. I know that a lot of things were also into the cartridges and not the actual Game Boy hardware. So yeah, I don't know. It's not like a typical computer or anything like that. I'm gonna shut my mouth before I say something that doesn't make any sense, because I am mostly talking on my butt there. There's a lot of guesses, educated guesses, but okay. Then yeah, let's go ahead and remove the hinges for these. Okay. Also, do we have any Sonic fans in here? Any Sonic fans? Because I have a question. Because I've never really played much of Sonic. And I want to get people's opinions if they're actual Sonic fans, but I think even with the delay. Okay, we got one. We got Mr. Glass Jr. Alright. Yes? Little brother is? Okay. Delay is more significant than I thought. But never really played a Sonic game. I've played the first 2 worlds. I don't even know if they're called worlds. I've played through Green Hill Zone and the next one in the original Sonic game. And I liked Green Hill Zone. And then in the second world, you don't go fast. And I was just extremely disappointed. If someone actually wants to go fast in a game that is Sonic, what do you recommend? Because I'm not looking to do platforming stuff. I wanna be the speed demon that is Sonic. And one of my closest friends, who's on the stream a very long time ago, named Jordan, Captain Nemo, he is a Sonic fan, and he recommended, well, he threw out a lot of recommendations. He threw out Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And then he said Sonic Adventure games, of course. But then when I specified I want to go fast, and kind of turn off my brain, he said Sonic Frontiers. Which is great because it's a game I already have. But I want to know what you guys think. Sonic 3 and Knuckles will get you there? Okay. Marble Zone is just bad. Is that the second world of the first game? I guess I'm guessing they're called zones. Also, Jordan will make an appearance in this week's video as my Smash, my resident Smash expert, because you can't really review GameCube controllers, GameCube Joy-Cons, without having a dedicated Smash segment, and I'm not good. Let me emphasize this. I am not good at Smash. I am terrible at Smash. So I had my friend Jordan come over and we played some Smash, and he tried out the GameCube Joy-Cons, and I'm not going to spoil that. But it was a good time. And I think he gave a lot of very helpful insight that I could not have given. So, because as much as I love the GameCube controller, Smash players are extremely picky, and I needed that advice from someone. But Sonic Mania, he did suggest Sonic Mania too. But Sonic CD. Now that is not something I expected. I also did play a bit of Sonic Unleashed when I was younger because I rented that from Blockbuster. But I don't know. I think I've heard good and bad things about Sonic Unleashed, and also I just know that like the best song in the Sonic game is in Sonic Unleashed. So, and that also sparked the conversation of I think that Sega is just really good at picking music. That's an old notification, but nonetheless, thank you, Adrian, for purchasing that probably 2 months ago. But like Sega in general is just good at picking music. Crazy Taxi, Sonic games have insanely good soundtracks. It's wild. I can't tell if you're being serious or not with asking what Blockbuster is. That will make me very sad if you're being truthful. We were a Hollywood Video family for sure. Mainly because Blockbuster was on the other side of town, and Hollywood Video is right there. It's a Panera now. It's a Panera and an AT&T, which is funny. I always wanted to work at Hollywood Video or Game Crazy as a kid. And eventually I kind of did work there because I worked in the skeleton of the building that they were in. I worked at AT&T. So, man, I would love to just walk through there. Go back in time and walk through a Hollywood Video again. See the wall of CRTs. Look at all the retro games on the wall. In Game Crazy. Go back and stop myself from trading in and selling all those things. Game Crazy, better than GameStop. We didn't have a GameStop until Game Crazy and Hollywood Video were dying. But yeah, we were always Game Crazy and Hollywood Video. That was my family. With the Family Friday movie night, which was awesome. Every Friday we would rotate who got to pick what movie. And my family always over-exaggerates how often I would pick a Pokemon movie for family movie night. Because by the time we stopped doing family night, or Family Friday movie night, there was probably only like 5 Pokemon movies, 5 or 6 Pokemon movies, so it couldn't have been that many. It just stuck out because you guys chose to think it was bad. Okay. So you are a child. You know of it. Blockbuster walked so Game Pass could run. Good afternoon, I'm Brazilian from Sao Paulo. I modified my Game Boy Color by watching your tutorials and everything went well. Awesome. If you want to show it off, this goes for anybody, if you ever want to show off your recent builds, go check out the Discord. Honestly, I have not poked my head in the Discord in like a week. I usually try and look around every like 3 days or so. I'm usually lurking in the Discord, but I apologize. It has been a long time. What games do you recommend for the SP? Playing on my uncle's gray SPRN. Okay, well it depends. Obviously, if you have not played the Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, gotta do those. Gotta do those. If you're not a Pokemon fan, then you can skip them. But Fire Red and Leaf Green are the best iteration of Kanto. The Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, I think they are improved in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, but they still hold up very well on the Game Boy Advance. Still definitely worth it. If you have ever played any of the Metroid games, both the Metroid games on the SP are phenomenal. They're a little more pricey, so if you're wanting to get the actual cartridge, then all of those games I've mentioned so far are pricey. I haven't played The Amazing Mirror, but Nightmare in Dreamland, which is just a remake of the NES game, but Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland, great game. I am excited to play Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I've started it, but I have not really played it. Mainly was just getting footage for a video with it. But yeah. Am I missing anything? Chat? You know, it's funny, I pay $35 for 4 games at a time with GameFly. Wow. That seems like a ripoff. I mean, like, to be fair, GameFly's gonna have games that Game Pass doesn't, but man, that seems like a ripoff. I don't know, I guess, kind of makes me want to make a video on GameFly. I might tuck that one in the back of the brain there. Yeah, because I don't want to, like, make you feel bad or anything. I just, like, my immediate thought is if I feel like that's a ripoff. But then I'm also thinking about Game Pass. Where, like, you can get pretty much anything from Game Pass. There we go. Alfonso. That's an actual sale from right now. Thank you. Alfonso just bought the NES. Oh, that's really zoomed in. The NES SP. I will try and get this out to you probably Tuesday. Yeah, it's a federal holiday today, so happy Juneteenth. But merry happy Juneteenth. I don't know. But post office is closed today. I was gonna ship off the stuff today, so I'll probably throw that into my stuff for tomorrow. Thank you for purchasing. But yeah. What was I saying? GameFly. Because you can get games like pretty much on release with GameFly. I'm sure it's lagged behind by a couple days, maybe a week. But I don't know, getting brand new AAA games for $35 a month. I think if I had the time to sit down and play 4 games for $35 a month, then it'd probably be pretty worth it. But because I used to be subscribed to Game Pass, and then I just didn't play games ever on my Xbox, and so I stopped doing it. It wasn't worth it because I didn't have the time for even $5 a month. Yeah. My metric for video games is $1 per hour of game time, and 70 hours of fun out of a new game. That makes sense. You're welcome. I'm a big Star Wars fan. So did you get it more for the Star Wars look, the Empire look, than the NES look? Which is fine. Do what you want. I just find it funny that a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, it looks like Empire. It looks like Star Wars." Do you know if there's a way to repair damaged start button contact? I just posted a video on... Well, I posted a video on the common issues of the Game Boy Color. And if it's a button contact like that, then I have pretty much all of the answers that I can give in that video. It's a full video. I also have at least one short on fixing buttons, but I think that might be a 2-parter. I don't know. Either way, I would check out the full video of fixing everything, almost everything, on the Game Boy Color. Check that video out and you'll get a lot of answers for that. But it depends on how damaged. The last thing I didn't really go over was there is the option to... there's some like clicky button contacts that can go over the top of it. And if the test pads around it aren't super corroded, then you can just completely redo those buttons with the clicky button mods, which is really nice. I hope that helps. Oof, blood drawn. I hate blood. I hate needles. Good luck. See you, whales. Whales bad. I'm older, 62, so my first video stores were local non-chain stores that rented VHS and beta tapes. You could rent a beta player, 2 movies for the weekend for $10.95. That's crazy. I wonder what the inflation on that is. If you adjusted $10.95 for inflation, I don't know if you have a general time frame of that, but I'd be curious to see what that is in today's money. Okay, let's start putting some screens in. I'm liking the conversation, but I'm getting distracted. Gotta carefully center this. That is completely off camera. Nice. Well, I did like the most perfect job on putting the insulator on. Be kind and rewind. I own all the current gen systems, and between my family, it's costly to buy $70. Yeah, that's fair. I also feel like that would be a great deal for like, see, like I'm the only person in the family who like plays. I'm the only person in the family who's a gamer, so it's like I feel like I don't know. I feel like if there was 3 or 4 people in the family who all want to play like Tears of the Kingdom, for example, but everybody wants to play their own copy at the same time, and you don't want to spend 70 times 4. You don't want to spend $280 on copies of Tears of the Kingdom just so nobody has to wait their turn on such a long game like that, too. I could see that definitely being worth it. I don't know if there's a rule on renting the same game, 4 copies of the same game, but I also like that. I haven't used it personally yet, but the GameFly deals when they sell used copies of their catalog. Some of those are steals. I just don't know what the condition. That's the word I was looking for. The condition of those are. I don't know if they're actually good. Are they complete in box? I know there's most games don't have manuals and stuff in them anymore, but like, do you get the original case? That kind of stuff is interesting to me. Okay. Welcome, Blade. In 5 minutes you can chat. Yes, CIV in the disc is in great condition. Cool. See, like that's another part of the reason that made me think I should do a video on that. I just don't know if I'd be at where I'm at in life. I don't know if that would be the best. I'd be the best person to gauge if it's worth it or not, just because I would have to set aside a lot of time to be able to play video games to see if it's worth it or not for a solo gamer in the household. But if I lived with like my group of friends and we all shared it, then that's a steal. I get new games within 4 to 5 days, to be honest. Not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Kind of embarrassing to say if you were a Betamax family. In hindsight. Okay. There's that one. I was a little worried about the blue not working because it's not like quite the same blue, but I like it. I dig it. Okay. Green screen. No, technically it's yellow. It's not technically. It is yellow. It's green shell. The music stop? Oh, there we go. I'm also a little nervous about how this is gonna look. We had one of those VHS DVD combo players. I always thought those were super cool. And I was a Nintendo kid, so my consoles never played discs until the 360. And my only ever Blu-ray player has been a video game console. Because why would you buy a standalone Blu-ray player? I don't know. This is so unnecessary, yet I'm trying very hard to get this double-sided tape to peel. There we go. Just so I can stick it down like that. Well, probably do the peel. This peel, the more important peel. I like that yellow. Yeah, I'm liking this decision. Okay. And I think I can officially say that this is a unique one-of-one SP. I don't think anybody has done a Rayquaza shell with a yellow lens. Definitely can be replicated, but I think I'm the first one to do it. Goodness gracious. Okay. It'd be really nice if companies just actually made quality replacement screws. Okay. I broke the volume button on SP. Can I fix it, or is a lost cause? If you broke the plastic off of the volume switch, it's a lost cause. You gotta replace it. You can replace it. You just have to be able to solder. But if you broke this plastic off, and it's one of those that's not supposed to come off, like this one. This one isn't supposed to come off either. Okay. Only some of them will let you take it off. And if it comes off super easily, then it's one of those. But if it doesn't, it is not one of those. Green and yellow is a nice color scheme, but when it's the Oregon Ducks, it's awful. Or the Green Bay Packers. Okay, and then we're using the glow-in-the-dark ones. You still have a Toshiba VHS DVD player. Nice. Why did I put that one in there? I want to get another one. I don't really need one of them. Because I've got a way to play DVDs. Got many, many ways to play DVDs. I just need a VHS player. Which my parents have one. But once I eventually buy a house, I'm going to have a CRT setup with a VCR and retro consoles, but a VCR for VHSs. Okay, let's keep her going here. Let's clean up a little bit, because it is a messy desk right now. We are an hour in. We are just getting done with the screens, but we did have a little extra, so. Okay. Soldering. Let's do that real quick. Plug this in, get it going. Take a drink. You're welcome to send me the board, but if you want to try and fix it, then go for it. I always accept donations to the PO box. If you ever want to send me something, I have a the PO box pretty much in every description, like not shorts, but every video, and I believe it's in the live stream descriptions. But I don't expect anything. But I know that some people just like to send things to creators, and so I want to give them that option. Plus, I don't really want to give a bunch of Chinese companies my address, or really any companies in general. So I made a P.O. box. So companies didn't send things to my house. Especially because even companies like E3 leaked a bunch of people's addresses. I don't want that. So, famously, Bob Wolf got his address leaked because of E3. And a lot of other people, but Bob Wolf. I love that man. Okay. Now, we can do this. I mean, we could have soldered once we connected the halves together, but it would be a lot more annoying. Ferguson Video Star? Excuse me, what? I am Confucian. drinking the Mountain Dew Ultimate Gamer move. Mountain Dew's good, man. It's good stuff. Plus, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. And I still need my caffeine. So, that comes from soda and energy drinks, but I'll probably have an energy drink, whether it be G Fuel or Alani Nutrition, later. Okay, believe these are the correct sides. Cool. Do that for now. I'll swap to doing the hinges first. I'm either gonna do GameCubes this week, this Wednesday, or I'm gonna do GameCubes next week, which will probably be either this week or next Wednesday. This Wednesday and next Wednesday. It depends if someone buys the last Game Boy Advance, or if someone buys the last Game Boy Color, then I will do that on Wednesday instead. I want to do whatever I'm out of stock of next. And if you're looking to buy a modded GameCube, if you have a preference between an all clear GameCube, an all clear purple GameCube, or an all clear black GameCube, then I would leave that down below. All of them are clear except for the Spice Orange one. I don't know what original colors I have that are still good enough condition that I'm not going to swap the shells. I think only 2 of them were good enough, and one of them is broken and needs fixing. So that means there's only one working one. I have no idea which one that is. So okay. Let's finish soldering here. Which one is the new? Okay. We're gonna do the new R button is the one that's going in the Rayquaza one. Another drink. I'm out. Tapped. I saw your Pocket Color video and gave it a try, except I went the N64 freak route. All I had left was the LCD connector. I needed to realign the pins and ended up pulling up the traces. Oh, man. I'm so sorry, dude. That sucks. Yeah, I just don't have the patience for that. I cannot fully repopulate a board. Like, I don't even know if I have the skill for that, but I don't have the patience for that. I know I don't have the patience for that. That's also one of those things where I'm like, I'm not sitting and doing that all in one sitting. Like, so making a video on that would be painful. Plus, I've got one. I'm happy with it. If Natalie wants to send me a new and improved kit, which I believe she's improved her kit a little bit. But if Natalie ever wants me to do a video on one of her things, I'll pretty much gladly do it. I don't think there's anything from her that I wouldn't do a video on. Unless it was just something that's more of like a short worthy thing. But yeah. I think my Game Boy Pocket Color days are behind me. I want to do a DMG one because I just prefer the DMG over the Pocket, but I need an easier method. If all I have to do is like swap a CPU or something like that, then I think I have the patience for that. But I really just do not want to repopulate boards like that. If someone wants to give me the YouTuber treatment and give it, like, do almost all of it, and I just have to put the finishing touches on it, my P.O. box is in the description. But don't do too much that I can't do much of a video on it. Because I can't talk about a product for 8 minutes straight. That's just... yeah. My requirement for a full video is I need to be able to talk about it for 8 minutes straight and not get bored with myself and not repeat myself too much. That's why I've started to do more reviews where I unbox it unscripted on camera and then I go into my review. Because my reviews usually good enough with a 4-minute script. But YouTube wants 8 minutes. So 8 minutes or more. And with that, I usually can get like 12 minutes out of a video. So yeah. And we're almost done. Hour and 13 minutes in. See you later, Pong. Probably missed that by a lot. But see ya. What mount do you use for your camera? Right now, so this is actually, I made a video on this a long time ago. If you want to see what I use in this setup, it is literally just PVC pipes that I put together, and I painted it black to make it look nicer, but I don't think I painted it black until after I made that video. Also beware, it's one of my first, not one of my first videos, but it's an early video of mine, so it's probably not that good. And yeah, it's just PVC pipe, and then I have work lamps clamped to it, and I drilled a hole through the middle of the top pipe and put a 1/4-inch screw, whatever the regular screw is for mounting. It's actually too long. I should have cut it a little bit. There's a bit of extra, but when it's up against the pipe, the rubber keeps it from tilting. So yeah, but over there I've got a C-stand and all that, which actually I never got a proper camera mount for it. I just took apart a crappy tripod that I had, because I have like 3 of those for some reason, and I just have a camera permanently screwed to an old tripod mount that is jammed into my C-stand. So yeah, it's a lot cheaper than buying a camera mount for a C-stand. Wrong side. That does look cool. That is a cool color combo, but we're not doing that today. That is an idea to tuck away for another day. That green and that blue look awesome. Okay, now we can swap to Tri-Wing. I'm just gonna put these in all of the spots. And I'm gonna wait a minute. Gosh darn it. Never mind. Oh, gosh darn it again. See, this is what happens when you don't do SPs for 2 weeks. This one I only have to take apart a little bit more. Which model of Game Boy are you looking for? If you're talking about the SP, any pre-trimmed shell should work with the laminated one. If you're talking about the GBA, the regular GBA, what laminated kit are you talking about? The one that I just reviewed, the high-speed Edo one, the funny playing one. A little more specific would be helpful. Gosh darn it. Why is this not working? There we go. Struggled with that one. Okay. I feel like something got lost. Speaker. Okay, now should be able to put this down. That was the first darn it. The double darn it is the square nut. Gotta be more specific again, Patrick. The one that I just reviewed, was it the one that I did in the orange shell? Was it the funny playing one that I did not do well with? That I don't like? Or was it the light purple one that had the plastic lens? I'll just go over all of them. The orange one, the most recent one I did, that's high speed Edo. That does have a shell for it. It's just, I think the only way to buy it is through the AliExpress link. I don't know if Zed Labs has officially put it up yet, but I believe if you ask them through customer service, they would probably sell you one of the shells, because I know they have them. They just haven't put them up on the website yet, which is a little frustrating. But other than that, you'll have to buy a pre-trimmed one from AliExpress from that link. Okay, yeah, the orange shell one. So, yeah. Either go to AliExpress or ask Zed Labs and customer service. Or maybe they have it up by now. I don't know. Otherwise, it's only a little bit trimming. A little bit of trimming if you buy a pre-trimmed shell. I know it sounds backwards. If you buy a pre-trimmed shell, it's a little bit of trimming to get the shell to where it needs to be for this new kit. But it is mainly just you have to sand one of the edges down, and that might be a little tricky. I have not tried it myself, but it might be a little tricky. I would just buy one though, because I hate trimming. You will see in the next tutorial that I post. Okay, let's continue with screws. Come on. Have I ever told you guys that I don't like the SP? Oh my gosh. I just don't like tiny screws. Okay. Speed round. I'm especially afraid of soldering on top of the screen. Yeah, I would not. I would not recommend soldering on top of a screen, but with the high-speed Edo V5, if you're gonna solder, then you're gonna be soldering on top of the screen. So. Links don't work in the chat unless you're a moderator. I'll drop a link to the high-speed Edo V5 real quick. Actually, if you just go to I'll just go to my YouTube video. All the links will be in that description. Oh wow, that was 4 videos ago. How time flies. Technically 3 weeks ago, because I did 2 videos that week. But yeah. In that video description is the link to Zed Labs, the link to everything, link to AliExpress, that stuff. Okay. Okay, we're all good there. Please work. Please, everything work. And of course, use code Jake to save 5 to 10%, depends on the website. Ah! Why do these things fall out? Why? Guess we'll test the blue one first. Man. No. Why? Why is this shorting? Is it shorting or is it just... L. Working. Right, left, down, up, A, B, start, select. And that works. Just forgot to put the power switch in there. Oh my gosh. And then this one decides, we're not going to work anymore. Is it because I did the soldering? Is it shorting on that? Or is this battery just dead? Let's swap the batteries and let's see. Nope, something's shorting. Okay. I don't know if I want to try and diagnose this today. So, I'll look at the back half of the board. If I can tell anything, if anything's up, then I'll try one thing. But this, I'm going to put the stupid plastic piece in. Make sure the square nut is in there. Okay. Put this back together. Okay. I did not make this test cartridge. This is from the wonderful Natalie the Nerd, and you can get your own from her website. Okay. And it's not a big deal, but it's big enough for me to want to go back into this Game Boy again to fix it. This thing wiggles a little bit because I didn't screw it down all the way. It's still good enough for me to list, and I'm going to do that right now. But just know, I will fix this before it's sent out. I need a win right now. Oh, dang it, I didn't want to do that. I also want to give you guys a little bit of my DNA to go with your Game Boy. And I'm going to list the Rayquaza one. Ouch. Now, if you have any interest in it, it is going to be expensive because this is an expensive shell. So this will be a $250 one. This is a $60 shell, so that's why it is more expensive. But if you are interested in this, I'm going to just change this one picture of it open to being a new picture of it open. Nope, not a picture from camera roll. Picture from the camera that we take right here, and boom. And it is now active. If you want it, you can grab it. Link in the description. Why did it not delete the... There we go. Okay. Rayquaza one is now live if you want it. Later on, I'll add more pictures, and right now I'm going to put the finishing touches of the stickers on it. I'm going to try putting solder on the tip of my iron and just touching the board really quick with a wire on it. I would recommend that. Just use flux or else it's going to not go so well. Okay. There we go. Putting that off to the side. I'm going to quickly tear this open. Put the sticker on that later. The only thing I could really see is maybe that bodge that I increased is not super good. So I can remove some solder from there. At least try to. I'm gonna up it. There we go. Okay. Then we'll clean it up just a touch. I feel like I've had a tiny little splinter right in between my fingers this whole time. I don't know what it is. Okay. Hello, Retrovise. Do we get any exclusive sneak peeks at what the next design is? Okay, let's put this back half on and still nothing. Well, I don't know. It's charging, so I wouldn't assume it's a fuse. Focusing on GBA, harder print area to make things look good. Some Switch stuff hopefully soon. Cool. Well, I think on that note, I don't really know what to do with this one, so I'm gonna mess with it later off camera whenever I get to it. I'm probably gonna focus on focus on this week's video before I get to this. I also have other things to get to. I still want to do the light up button Game Boy Advance that I never got to freaking finish because I struggled with that one. So yeah, I think I'm just going to end it there. I don't have the energy to show off all the stuff we still have in stock. So if you want the Rayquaza SP, the DMG Game Boy Color, or any of those Game Boy Pockets and DMGs, and the Kirby GBA that's got a cool box with it, all of that is on the website currently. Everything that's currently on the website is, well, not everything's in stock. Some listings I need to take down again, but if it's in stock, it's available. So go check out the website, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for potentially a GameCube or maybe Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color stream. I don't know yet. But I will see you guys in the next one. Later, guys. Oh boy.